Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to share something with you that I don't normally share, or just like today's video is going to be a little bit different than what it usually is. Usually I'm about books or homeschooling. Sometimes I share some of our homesteading stuff like a goat birth or a tour or whatever, or a new goat, which is always exciting and shareable. But today I want to share with you what comes in a home birth kit, or my home birth kit. And for a little bit of background, it's only the last few videos that I've really, I guess, revealed that we are having a baby this month. Our baby is due at the end of November, and it's not something I've really talked about much on my channel, and that's for no particular reason at all other than it just didn't feel relevant and I didn't feel ready. I never made a huge social media announcement or anything, even on my personal pages and such. Again, it just never felt necessary. I just figured the people who need to know or should know are the people that actually talk and interact with us in our day-to-day lives. So I just never made a huge announcement of any sort until way late in the pregnancy anyways. But besides all that, because that is a huge part of my life right now, and things like reading and even homesteading, because I'm not as involved with the care of the animals right now either. So because some of those things that I usually talk about are kind of taking a back burner, and this is becoming more and more relevant as we move through November and getting closer to the baby being here, I just want to share something that's relevant to what's going on in my life right now. And some of you may find it interesting or helpful. I don't know. It's what I've been watching on YouTube lately, is birth videos and, you know, supplies and baby product reviews and stuff. And you just want to create stuff that you find interesting, and right now that's what I find interesting. And I know because I haven't talked about my pregnancy much before, probably me saying home birth is a surprise. I need to remind myself that y'all don't know me, you know, like someone in my family would, so I have to remind myself of that. A little bit of background: I gave birth to my first daughter in the hospital, and then my second daughter was born at home, and so we are planning to have this baby at home, and that's our plan. Of course, plans can change, and I am well aware of that and prepared to make that change if it becomes necessary. But today I'm just going to go through our home birth supplies and show you what we've bought and how we have prepared for the baby coming in the next few weeks, and kind of the space that we have set up for it. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you that. Okay, so here's the corner of the room that I've sort of gathered all of my relevant baby supplies for at least the first, you know, the first day to a few weeks. Everything's just going here. This right here is sort of a homemade shelving unit that my husband put together after he saw me frantically nesting one day, and I was freaking out about organization. So this is like our baby corner in our bedroom, and I'm going to show you this part of the home birth supplies, and then I'm going to move on to unboxing this stuff, which is more relevant, I guess, to the actual birth. Some of this is general supplies, but first, let's see. We just got some brand new washcloths, which we're also going to be using after the baby's born to bathe it and stuff, because baby washcloths are not necessary, as we've learned. But these are just for just whatever, you know. I might get hot, I might want a cold cloth, or maybe a warm cloth placed on my back. Who knows? And I'm sorry that I'm really out of breath, and so you're just gonna have to bear with me and my heavy breathing. So we have these, and I'm going to put those down. And then up here, we have a shower curtain, an unopened shower curtain. And then, let's see. Oh, another shower curtain. So we have 2 shower curtains. And as you can imagine, that's just to help contain any sort of mess. This can go on our bed with a sheet on top, or it can go in the living room, on the floor, and then blankets put on top of that. And that's just, you know, a waterproof liner to help contain, you know, messes. Because one thing about birth is it's wet. Now, my husband thought this was silly, but I was just really trying to put stuff together. I found this when I was decluttering and thought, why not? Another extra waterproof layer that might come in handy. So this is just a vinyl tablecloth. I doubt that will get used. And then we also have some towels, some big beach towels, which, funnily enough, in my last home birth, this is in the background of the pictures because this is what I gave birth on. And yes, we still have it and it is perfectly clean, and now it's going to see another birth. So these are beach towels. This is an extra sheet set for the bed in case our bed sheets need to be changed. This is just an extra flat sheet. These are actually crib mattress pads, like waterproof ones. So again, something else that's waterproof that we could use, but also soft. So, I mean, I don't know if we're going to use this, but I just figured it was a good thing to add to the pile, something I already had and I'm not currently using. And then, of course, diapers and wipes. This is also our diapering corner. This, I went ahead and pulled this out. This will be baby's first diaper. And then right here is some coconut oil. My midwife suggested an unopened jar of coconut oil or olive oil, something that we can put on the baby's bottom. She said it can be really helpful when they have their first poop. It's meconium and really sticky. And she said just rubbing a little bit of this on the bottom between diaper changes makes cleaning off that poop much easier and faster. And I thought that was a brilliant idea. And so we have some of this in case we want to use that. Right here is a heating pad, and here's the heating pad cover. This came in handy last time, and because it probably will be chilly, I think it'll come in handy again. This is to have on when I'm in labor and to keep little baby blankets warm. So right after the baby's born, you pull out the baby blankets that have been heating up in here, and then you automatically have a warm blanket to throw on baby and help keep baby warm. And then here's some other stuff that's not relevant to the birth, but we got a little rock and play thing, and then here's my carrier for the baby. And then right here on our home birth list was an unopened bottle of hydrogen peroxide. And then, of course, some extra pads that, you know, you just need that for after birth. And then here is a stack of baby blankets. And I didn't buy any of these new. These are all ones that I already had because I have a really hard time getting rid of blankets. They just are really useful items. I don't know. I had them. So I didn't buy these. These are all just pre-used blankets that I used with, some of them are used with our last birth as well, with my 6-year-old. And then here's our little baby corner again. And then right here is some drawers, which are covered up with a blanket, because in these drawers is the baby's clothes, because we know the gender of the baby, but no one else does, and that includes the midwife or the midwives. And so we just want this to be a secret and not give anybody any clues to what gender the baby is. So now I'm going to pull these off the shelf and show you the rest of our home birth supplies. Okay, here's what we specifically ordered online. We just ordered a suggested kit that our midwife suggested. We could have gathered these supplies ourselves and cobbled them together, which is what we did last time, but this time we just ordered a kit, all except for this. This needs to be cleaned soon. But this, can anyone guess what this is for? not Halloween candy, although it has been used for that before. This is for the placenta. So this is the placenta bowl. And then let's get open in here. Okay, now let's see what's in here. I realized I kept filming, but I actually accidentally showed my address on the box, so I had to cut it off and then open again. So forgive me for that if it got a little chopped off. But let's revisit what's in here. Let's see, these are gauze sponges, so just sterile gauze sponges. A little stack of those. This right here is disposable underwear, similar to the kind they would give you in the hospital, which are super comfy, and I'm glad they came in this kit. But it looks like just a couple pairs of that. And rolled up inside are some straws, which I'm going to go ahead and assume they are for drinking, for my midwives to help me. Maybe if I can't hold a cup or something, a straw probably makes it easier for them or for someone to give me a drink. And then here we have 2 rings, which are for the umbilical cord. So straws, disposable underwear. Here is a baby hat, which I can't wait to see on a tiny baby head. We have a nose sucker or mouth sucker thing in case the baby needs some airway cleared. And then we have a Peri bottle, which last time I remember a sort of tea solution being put in here and used for like if I need to go to the bathroom, using this to kind of clean with versus wipe is what this is usually used for, and I'm assuming the same this time. Let's take that out. What's here? Latex gloves. Looks like there's a whole stack of those. Oh, what's this? Reusable hot and cold compress. Okay, I didn't have this last time, so maybe this will get used this time. I didn't mention that my birth was so quick with our last baby that the midwives actually were not present. It was just me and my husband, and we didn't have time to use anything like hot and cold packs or you know, I didn't get any sort of cold washcloth on my head or anything like that. Our daughter came very quickly, and as I said before, the midwives weren't even here. So a lot of the stuff I'd used to help myself, a lot of the stuff that we had gathered to help myself cope with labor never got used. Let's see what's here. Looks like some pads. So more pads, postpartum ones. And these look like more postpartum pads as well. Yep. Huge ones, which is what you need. So there's those. I'm not going to take all those out. And then all the rest that's in here are Chuck's pads, which are basically like puppy pads if you've never had a baby. Just for spills and fluids, like something to put underneath you or the baby or whatever. These really come in handy. So there's that. Now let's get into the second box. Okay, so here's the second box. I had to do this again because, again, I accidentally showed our address and I was just showing it very clearly and up close. So, oh well, I'm trying to let y'all know where I live, apparently. So let's see. This is extra stuff that we ordered. This isn't stuff that was specifically needed per my midwife's suggestion, but they were suggested things, not stuff that is required. So I ordered some golden seal powder, which is what's in these little capsules. So instead of putting alcohol or anything like that on the baby's umbilical cord, these are supposed to help with the cord drying process. And these were recommended by a friend of mine who used them and said that the golden seal powder works really well. So we're going to try that this time instead of swabbing with alcohol on a daily basis or at diaper changes. Let's see. I got another Perry bottle because I just figure it's good to have more than one. So have 2 of those. And then what's this? Oh, I have cramp bark. I also have Tylenol, but I also want to try a natural option if possible. And this was something that was suggested that works. So we're going to try this for those after birth cramps and see if this works instead of Tylenol. And then here we have a soothing afterbirth sits. So this is like a tea that's been put together specifically for putting, you know, on your downstairs area, which is really sore, usually after giving birth. And it's just sore and bruised. And this is supposed to be a blend that's really soothing. And what my midwife did last time, my old midwife, is she used a similar formula and she made a nice warm brew and then she put it in here for me, and that's what I would use to clean with and use every time I would go use the restroom for those first few days after birth at least. And it was really, really nice, and I enjoyed having that available, so I definitely got that this time. Let's see what is in here for those curious. Looks like sea salt, shepherd's purse, let's see, yarrow, organic comfrey leaf, echinacea, lavender flower, plantain, red raspberry leaf, witch hazel leaf, and witch hazel bark. And let's see, oh, I got a complimentary pen. And then the only thing left in this box is this is was it those ink pads or ink screens for the baby's feet, like for footprints. And then here is the pretty and fun birth certificate that, you know, it's not an official one, but I just wanted a nice pretty one for ourselves, so we got that. So there is my birth kit basically unpacked, and I'm trying to think. I don't think there's anything else I can show you that's relevant to the actual birth. Now, I will say all of this, plus the towels and blankets and stuff, is going to get moved out to our living room and put into a bin and, you know, sort of organized and easy to reach. Probably in the next week or so is I will make a space for that in our living room, just for ease of access, because I don't think I will be giving birth in our bedroom. I didn't last time, and I don't feel like it's something I would want, so all this is just going to go out into our living room. I did want to mention, if anyone is curious, or let's see, maybe these would be more appropriate. I don't know. If anyone is curious, I am going to be making padsicles this week, and I don't know if anyone knows what those are or would be curious to see someone make them. They're very self-explanatory and easy to make, but what they are is you basically take your postpartum pads, whichever ones you're going to use the first day or 2 or 3, however long you need, you know, the huge pads. What you do is I think it's a mixture of water and witch hazel or plain witch hazel. I don't know. It's been 6 years. So you make a mixture of that, and then you just pour it onto the pads, whichever ones you use, and then you put them on a cookie sheet on their side, and you put them in your freezer and you freeze them. And then once they're frozen solid, you can stack them all together, you know, like this, one side the other, and put them in like a gallon Ziploc bag and leave those in your freezer. And those are really nice and soothing after birth. So I've pretty much just explained how to make them, but if anyone wants to see me make them, I can certainly try to make a video of that. But yeah, there's our home birth kit and kind of what that looks like. And I don't know, it might be helpful for someone or for anyone that's curious to see the kind of stuff that you have. And then of course your midwives, if you choose to have midwives attend your birth at home, they bring their own supplies like Pitocin and oxygen and things of that nature. You know, their own emergency supplies and and suturing equipment and all that good stuff. So there's our home birth supply kit, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I'll see you all again soon.